right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Hello and welcome into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host tonight, Cassidy Wood. I'll be joined alongside Suzie Cool here. Oh, there she is. Suze, oh, what a day today over at PNC Park. First of all, started such an insane thing to see. 10 a.m. people started lining up at PNC Park to get their hands on the Paul Skenes bobblehead. That is our question of the night. Should Andrew McCutchen be playing every day for the Pirates? We'll get to the drama with Kutch that happened today. We'll get to that. I want to talk about Skenes first, though, because that was pretty much what everyone talked about today. There were tens of thousands of fans that lined all the way down the Roberto Clemente Bridge, all the way to Fort Duquesne Boulevard. Just so many people coming out to try to get their hands on these bobbleheads. Bob Nutting, driving to the park today, said that he saw the outpouring of support and he wanted to make sure that every fan that went to the game today does in fact get a bobblehead, not just the original 20,000 fans that was originally advertised. And so everybody that got into the game today got one of those vouchers, and they will figure out a distribution process later down the line, because obviously they're going to need a lot more bobbleheads if they're going to fulfill that need. So we'll see how all of that plays out. Now, Paul, not the best day on the mound. You know, he gave his first strikeout, I don't think even came till the second inning. And then unfortunately, too, he entered this game with the second longest home run drought in the major leagues. The last home run that was hit off of him was in last August. And he unfortunately gave one up today in the seventh. So, you know, it's a bummer. He was pretty defeated, sounded pretty defeated after the game, but, you know, everyone came out to see him ball out. Unfortunately, they lost 3-0, but, I mean, there were some good things you saw in there by him. So, I mean, hopefully fans got to see what they wanted to see. But, yeah, unfortunate with that homer in the seventh.
There's a lot to address there.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's cover the bobbleheads. That was really, really cool to see. You saw last year fans really started to come out just for Paul Skenes starts. So the fact that they were lined up across the Roberto Clemente Bridge today just for a bobblehead shows how much this city does back this team, and especially whenever you can invest in a player like Paul Skenes. Now, Paul Skenes was not the demise to the Pittsburgh Pirates once again today. He went 7 innings for his team. He only allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs, still had 4 strikeouts. The problem today was, and we talked about this last night, consistency with hitting. There were 6 hits by the Pirates. They weren't hitting with runners in scoring position. That was their issue. It was not Paul Skenes, and that would lead to Paul Skenes then being disappointed or sounding defeated after the game.
Yeah, and Tommy Pham, too. I mean, kind of a choke job there, bag stacked, a chance for a grand slam and, you know, to really break it open for them, and he just doinks it straight into a double play. So, you know, unfortunate there.
Even a single, though. You know, you don't have to go for the Granny Smith apple there. A single just gets somebody across the plate. And that's the disappointment. After yesterday, you see the Pirates battle back with 7 runs. They're down 10-2. Then they, you know, find 5 runs over the course of 9 innings to battle back, but they can't find anything today. Where was that offense from last night for today?
Yeah, and an interesting thing with the offense, too. Canario coming in as a pinch hitter for Sawinski, and Kutch just not in the lineup today. After the game, he tweeted "off day" in quotes with a and, you know, Shelton was asked after the game why was Kutch not in the lineup today, and he basically said he was available and just left it at that. He said he was available today, and they said, but he wasn't in the lineup. He said, yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where Kutch is 37 years old, 37, 38 years old. So that does get to be a little bit iffy with the body. You know, how much do you put him out there whenever he has been designated hitting for the last couple of years? That's been his primary position, right? But he has been a bright spot for this team this season. So why wouldn't you put him out there when he has been making the plays and he has been getting hits?
Yeah, I just feel bad for him. I was talking about this earlier. I feel like he just keeps getting like slighted a little bit, like time and time again. If you remember at Pirate Fest, like they misspelled his name.
Oh, no.
You know, he mentioned something about Pat McAfee when he brought all the greats out from all the sports. He wasn't even asked to come out. He tweeted about that too, and now he's tweeting about the off day. It just seems like, you know, Kutch decided to come back to the city, and it's just like, unfortunate in a way with some of the stuff that's happening. So, yeah, they lose 3-0. And like we said, Kutch, should he be playing every day for the Pirates? Because people are saying maybe yes. I mean, look at that.
53% say yes. There's one thing about this city. When they love somebody, they love somebody. And Andrew McCutchen is somebody that these Pirates fans love. So I could not see them. I mean, maybe they will. They kind of shocked me last night with the O'Neal Cruz question, but I think that they're going to be voting yes on this one.
Yeah, another interesting thing, too, they brought up David Bednar. That was very, very quick. They brought him up. He actually came out in the final frame today and closed it out. He did throw 2 strikeouts to end the game, so that, that's reassuring. And Shelton was asked about him after the game, too, and, how he was sent down and brought back up so fast. And Shelton simply said, look, he checked all the boxes and he did it quickly, and that's why he's back as quick as he is. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, right? You send somebody down. It's kind of like a Tristan Jarry test that the Pens did this season. Whenever you send somebody down, they have to go through the parameters to see, what is really going on with the mechanics, when is the right time to bring him back up. The thing is, Bednar has proven that he can pitch at the MLB level. I think it's more mental now than anything physical. So if his physical is great down in AAA, yeah, that's fine. But is his mental clarity going to be there whenever he's out at PNC Park or wherever?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's reassuring that he threw those 2 strikeouts to end the game today. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to watch him in the coming games and see, how he is as a closer. All right, guys, we're going to head to our first break. Give us a call, 412-575-2600. We want to hear from you guys. All right, welcome back. This is your Xfinity Mobile tweet of the night. Shipley shines in Sarasota. Neal Shipley is a Korn Ferry Tour champion, winning the Lecom Suncoast Classic on the 5th playoff hole. Pittsburgh's own, ladies and gentlemen, finished with a -18. He did tie with St. Lee, and it was forced into the playoff, and he ended up winning in that 5th hole. It's a $1 million bag, you guys. Not bad. $1 million bucks?
$1 million richer today.
Yeah, I mean, not bad. So congrats to him, his first trophy.
How nice must be.
Yeah, so congrats to him. All right, let's get to some callers because the phones are lighting up. We'll stick with Kutch since we were just talking about him. Don in West Newton wants to talk some Kutch. Don, what's going on?
Good evening, ladies. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm going to rattle off some names to you and see if you guys can tell me what they all have in common. Al Kaline, Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle, Willie Stargell, beloved Willie Stargell. What do they all have in common?
They're greats.
Yeah, they're some of the most iconic Pittsburgh Pirates.
No, they all started out as outfielders, and as they got older, transitioned to first base. Andrew McCutchen is a Gold Glover. Okay, they're worried about running him ragged in the outfield. Mm-hmm. How difficult would it be for him? I mean, let's think of the guys that I rattled off and how they treated their bodies back then. Mm-hmm. I mean, they weren't exactly in the gym every day. They were eating whatever they wanted to.
Smoking cigarettes, probably.
Yeah, among other things. And McCutchen has been, you don't see the big waistline. You don't see, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that sees this, but it seems to me that's a no-brainer to park this guy at first base, let him hit. How tough could it be? If he could run his keister off at full tilt to catch a ball, he could certainly stand on first base with 1 foot on it and stretch out and catch a ball from an infielder. And I don't think it would be that big of a, I must be the, he's 38, he's over the hill. No. You could probably buy yourself at least 2, 3. I mean, how long did Stargell go? How long did these other guys go? Mm-hmm. That's my point. Why aren't we even considering putting Andrew McCutchen at first base? Thank you for your time, ladies. I'll listen to your comments.
Yeah, I mean, Dawn, you make a lot of great points there. I do think that obviously it's a manager problem, maybe. Don't want to go down that road.
I do think the transition from being an outfielder your entire major league career to then going to first baseman is a little bit of a wild move. I will say, though, like the Pirates have been up in the air with who their first baseman is going to be. Valdez right now is panning out pretty good. He's proving that he has the power in his bat. He's consistently hit above 200 whenever he's been in the majors over the last 2 years and even in AAA over the last 3 years as well. I don't know. I don't think you move Kutch to first base this late in his career, though. I do think that a solid position for him is designated hitter for this team.
I mean, the other thing too is what would he say about that?
I don't know if he would like it. He's an outfielder. You know, he was mad when he had to move from center field. So then to move him from outfield to first base, I don't know if that's the move.
Yeah, I agree with you there. All right, let's go to Roman in Pittsburgh. Roman, what's going on?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I wanted to know what you guys think is the problem with the Pirates offense so far this year.
Well, we've talked about it, the bats, obviously, not consistent hitting. Right now, the most exciting bat on the roster is O'Neal Cruz. He had the grand slam and the back-to-back leadoff homers, but, I mean, not much tonight. So, you know, it's just that inconsistency that we talked about last night, Suze.
I do think O'Neal Cruz is exciting, but I'm going to bring up Emmanuel Valdez as well. I mean, he's only played in 16 games and has a .286 average, and he has 32 total bases in just 21 hits, or 21 total bases and just 11 hits. So that's a good sample size from him. I think if you get more consistency like that from guys that are really trying to make a major league roster, then maybe you can build something here. I just don't know if those pieces are here in Pittsburgh, right? But this is also something that we saw last year with the Pirates was they weren't, maybe they were scattering hits. If you look at the box score today, just look at the box score today. Cleveland only had 9 hits. They scored 3 runs. Pittsburgh had 6 hits. They are just not getting the hits with runners in scoring position. That is their biggest issue. So sometimes it's not even about how many hits they have in the day. It's when they're getting those hits, those timely hits that matter so they can score those runs.
Yes, totally agree with you. All right, let's go to Mike in Blairsville. Mike wants to talk about Skenes.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I was just wondering if you think that Paul Skenes will win 20 games this year. Maybe you could use that for your question tomorrow night for the fans. I don't think he will. I think he might get maybe 12 or 15. The way the guys are playing, you know, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it is going to be tough. I just keep going back to on that night at the Pat McAfee show when he said, you know, you guys deserve to win here in Pittsburgh. And people started chanting "sell the team" after that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's very unfortunate that we do have a talent like Paul Skenes right now here in Pittsburgh, and we just don't have the talent surrounding him, the supporting cast, to go deep this season and rattle off some really exciting wins. We just don't, unfortunately, you know, have the bullpen or have the offense to back him right now.
I think if it was just Paul Skenes out there, yeah, he wins 20 games, no problem. However, with this offense that he has behind him, that's the issue.
Yeah.
When a pitcher is going 7 innings and only allowing 2 earned runs, I mean, come on, his offense has to back him up.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Kirk in Manor. Kirk wants to talk Pirates. What's going on?
Hey, how you guys?
Hey.
Yes, I just want to run something past you. I mean, 1 through 9, their batting order. No one could even come close. Maybe one guy got over the Mendoza line as far as hitting. I think they are a disgrace to Pittsburgh. They really need to get bats in there to help their team and their fans.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, we're just repeating ourselves, but yeah, I agree. They made no exciting off-season moves. I mean, they brought Adam Frazier back, you know, that's cool. But nothing super exciting, Suze. And this season, like we were talking about last night, the season is truly playing out how everybody kind of expected it to.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Frazier wasn't the best pickup for the Pirates. They already have a multitude of second basemen in this system. And at the beginning of the season, Nick Gonzalez was here and he was starting second base, right? So yeah, that was a little bit exciting. However, this lineup is exactly like it was last year. You're not seeing anybody really hitting over 250 or even close to 300. So what is the issue and where do you start to fix it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of issues, and it's going to take a long time to fix it, unfortunately. All right, guys, remember, scan your phone up there, the QR code. Should Andrew McCutchen be playing every day for the Pirates? Now, right now, it's yes, almost 60%, and no, 41%. So let your voices be heard. We will be right back after this. Give us a call, 412-575-2600.